There was no way out when cameras captured something massive moving where humans were never supposed to be.
This isn't folklore, theory, or late-night campfire nonsense. This is raw footage ripped straight from places you don't survive by accident. Forests that swallow sound, roads that dead-end into darkness, backyards, campsites, abandoned structures, locations where every instinct screams leave, yet something else was already there. 35 encounters, 35 moments when escape logic collapsed, shapes too tall, movements too quiet, eyes reflecting light where nothing should have eyes. These aren't creatures charging blindly. They're watching, waiting, positioning. Some block roads, some circle camps, some step into frame once, deliberately, as if they know exactly where the camera is. The most terrifying detail, not the size, not the speed, it's the calm, the certainty, the feeling that whatever was filmed didn't stumble into human space. We stumbled into theirs. Every clip tightens the question you won't shake. If this many were caught, how many never were?
Before we dive in, like, comment, and subscribe to Mystery Footage Uncovered right now.
Late autumn 2022, a lone bow hunter reviewing trail cam footage from a restricted ridge in Oregon noticed a figure crossing frame at 05:41 a.m., long after he'd left the area. A massive silhouette emerges from mist, caught on camera. Arms swing past the knees, fur rippling, filmed frame by frame. No footsteps register on audio. No one believed him at first. The subject appears between 2.3 and 2.8 meters tall, shoulders nearly 70% wider than a human male. Dense dark hair clumped as if soaked by constant forest rain, with brief eye shine reflecting dull orange. Moving heavy like a bull elk, yet smooth as a veteran NFL running back, suggesting a skeletal alignment optimized for silent weight transfer, possibly an archaic hominid line that survived by avoiding direct confrontation and sound, its mass disguised by predatory movement. If something this large crossed a known hunting route without triggering instinct or noise, how many times have we mistaken silence for safety? In July 2021, drone footage filmed by volunteer firefighters surveying a burn scar in Northern California revealed a moving form they never saw live. A dark body walks the ash line, scanned from above. Stride length exceeds human limits, filmed in clear sun. Fire crews freeze mid-review, scientists shocked by scale. Estimated height reaches near 3 meters, arms hanging unnaturally long, fur thick and blackened with dust, skin beneath reading gray-brown, shoulders broad as a Texas cold storage wall, stepping with weight like a bison but balanced like a stalking cat, hinting at dense muscle anchoring an elongated pelvis, perhaps evolved for vertical travel through rugged terrain, conserving energy while remaining invisible to predators, including us. If it never looked up at the drone, was it unaware? Or simply uninterested? A night dashcam recording from a logging road in Washington state, time-stamped February 2020, captured something the driver smelled before he saw. Headlights flood the road, caught on camera. A towering shape steps forward, filmed through glare. Low vocalization vibrates air, no one believed the audio. Standing roughly 2.6 meters tall, chest barrel wide, fur dark and matted, arms extending past knees, the figure exhales a wet, animal wood stench described as damp fur mixed with rotting pine, its eyes reflecting red-orange light while producing a sound layered like wind through a pipe mixed with bear growl and human breath, implying massive lung capacity and vocal anatomy capable of infrasonic communication, perhaps to disorient prey or warn others unseen. When something chooses to block the road instead of flee, who decided the rules of that encounter? In spring 2019, a fly fisherman hiking alone near a glacial stream in Montana reviewed his chest-mounted camera and noticed movement behind him that never made a sound. Brush parts slowly, caught on camera. A broad back shifts between trees, filmed unintentionally. The witness whispers after replay, fisherman caught shaking. The figure's shoulders appear nearly twice human width, fur long and dark, clinging as if perpetually damp. Arms long and relaxed, skin beneath reading earthy brown, stepping heavy as a buffalo yet soft as moss, suggesting foot structure distributing extreme weight with minimal ground disturbance. A survival trait consistent with an apex omnivore avoiding detection rather than chasing dominance. If it followed without closing distance, was it tracking or guarding territory? A 2018 handheld clip from a remote Appalachian hollow, later uploaded anonymously, shows a figure retreating at impossible speed. Tall form pivots sharply, caught on camera. Stride blurs between frames, filmed despite shake. Leaves stay quiet, no one believed the pace. Height estimated near 2.4 meters. Arms swinging past knees. Fur dark and rain-heavy. Shoulders broad. The figure accelerates like a draft horse, yet lands silent as a stalking cougar, suggesting tendon elasticity and muscle density beyond modern humans, possibly echoing ancient North American legends of the Wendigo. Not in cannibal myth, but in early accounts describing towering forest beings that moved without sound and vanished when pursued, traits hauntingly mirrored here. Why does something built to outrun us choose to disappear instead? In 2023, a viral clip sourced from an unmarked trail camera in the Pacific Northwest shows a lone figure crossing a fallen log at dusk. A massive shape balances effortlessly, caught on camera. Arms hang loose, fur sways, filmed in real time. Eyes flare briefly, scientists shocked by proportion. Standing near 2.7 meters tall, shoulders massive, fur thick and dark, skin gray-brown beneath, arms extending below the knees, the subject moves with the confidence of something that has never needed to hide quickly. Heavy as a refrigerator from the 90s, yet fluid like a professional athlete, implying long evolutionary separation from humans and a mastery of terrain we still fear after dark. If the forest went silent while it crossed, was the silence warning us or obeying it? At 02:14 a.m. on January 19, 2026, a fixed home security camera in a quiet rural subdivision recorded movement beside a parked sedan while the homeowners slept inside. A towering mass bends near the wheel, caught on camera. An arm longer than the door panel shifts, filmed in infrared grain. Gravel crunches once, then stops. No one believed the stillness. The figure appears between 2.5 and 3 meters tall. Shoulders absurdly wide, fur dense and dark with a wet sheen, skin beneath reading dull gray, arms dropping past the knees as it leans in with weight like a draft horse, but balance like a stalking cat, suggesting a musculoskeletal frame capable of absorbing mass without sound, possibly evolved to investigate human structures without triggering panic responses, its faint eye reflection glowing orange for less than a second before turning away. If it approached a human home without urgency or fear, what does that say about how familiar it already is with us? Just minutes later on the same camera system, a second angle shows the driveway empty, until something leaves it in a single motion. A shape rises above the hood, caught on camera. Both feet leave the ground, filmed mid-arc. The landing makes no sound, scientists shocked by physics. At nearly 2.7 meters tall, with shoulders broader than any human athlete by at least half, the figure clears the vehicle with ease, fur heavy and matted as if soaked by night moisture, limbs moving with explosive power yet perfect control, like a 90s refrigerator launched by an Olympic jumper, but landing softer than a house cat, implying tendon elasticity and joint structure far beyond known primates, built not just for strength, but for silence under extreme load. If something that massive can move through a suburban yard without waking anyone, how many boundaries do we only imagine exist? In a winter dash cam clip recorded on a snow-packed logging road in early 2024, headlights reveal two shapes converging where no animal should linger. A bull moose stumbles sideways, caught on camera. A massive dark figure lunges, filmed in headlight glare. Impact echoes once, then stops. No one believed the outcome. The bipedal figure, estimated near 2.6 meters tall, shoulders wall-wide, fur thick and dark, arms extending well past the knees, meets the moose with a shove that carries weight like a charging bison but control like a trained fighter, moving faster than its size allows, eyes briefly reflecting red-orange, its posture low and predatory, suggesting not random aggression but territorial interception, a behavior echoed in old northern folklore of the Skookum, described in indigenous records as forest guardians that confronted large animals head-on when boundaries were crossed. If it can stop something that outweighs a car, what chance would a human ever have? A leaked night vision clip labeled only OP Ridgeline Classified surfaced online in 2023, allegedly from a training exercise deep in state forest. A massive silhouette steps between trees, scanned in green. Its head turns before the rifle does, caught on camera. The forest falls silent, scientists shocked by timing. Standing close to 3 meters tall, shoulders spanning nearly twice the soldier's width, fur long and dark, clinging as if damp, skin beneath reading earthen brown. The figure moves with weight like a bull, yet fluid as an NFL linebacker, arms hanging below the knees, eyes reflecting a dull orange through night optics, suggesting heightened spatial awareness and low-light vision, possibly evolved to detect motion before sound, making modern camouflage and tactics irrelevant in its territory. If trained soldiers weren't the apex presence that night, who was? Another residential camera, different state, same winter, shows a parked sedan suddenly becoming a platform. A dark figure climbs the hood, caught on camera. Metal flexes under weight, filmed clearly. No alarm triggers. No one believed the calm. The subject's height appears near 2.5 meters, shoulders massive, fur thick and dark, arms swinging past knees as it braces itself on the vehicle, its mass heavy as a buffalo but movement controlled, stepping with precision that suggests deep familiarity with human objects. Not confusion, its faint animal wood odor, later reported by the homeowner as damp fur mixed with rotting leaves. If it tested the car without panic or urgency, was it measuring strength or sending a message? In this clip, a doorbell camera captures a brief, chaotic struggle under porch light before everything goes quiet. A human rushes forward, caught on camera. A towering shape pivots, filmed in harsh white light. One shove ends it. No one believed the imbalance. The figure stands nearly 2.7 meters tall, shoulders absurdly wide, fur dense and dark, skin gray beneath, arms long enough to wrap and redirect effortlessly, moving with speed that contradicts its mass, heavy as a bull, but silent as wind through trees, producing a low vocalization, layered like breath, growl, and distant wind, echoing early frontier descriptions of the Wendigo, not as a monster, but as something vast, fast, and never meant to be challenged head-on. If human instinct tells us to fight what we fear, what happens when fear fights back? At 11:37 p.m., a fixed cabin camera deep in backcountry Appalachia recorded a sudden struggle beside a pickup while its owner was unloading fuel cans alone. A massive shape drops into frame, caught on camera. One arm hooks and lifts, filmed under porch light glare. The human vanishes sideways. No one believed how fast. The figure appears between 2.6 and 3 meters tall, shoulders wider than a human by nearly 70%, fur thick, dark, and clumped like rain-soaked insulation, arms extending well past the knees as it pivots with weight like a bull but precision like a trained fighter, skin beneath reading gray-brown, eyes flashing dull orange for a fraction of a second, movement explosive, yet eerily quiet, suggesting a musculoskeletal system built to overpower quickly and end encounters before resistance forms. Not predatory frenzy, but decisive control. If it intervened while tools and fuel were exposed, was it reacting to threat or removing variables we don't understand? At 04:37 a.m., a trail camera positioned along a deer corridor captured a single still frame that the landowner initially thought was a prank. Fingers curl around bark, caught on camera. A face leans out slowly, filmed in infrared grain. Eye shine burns pale white, scientists shocked by clarity. Standing roughly 2.4 to 2.7 meters tall, the figure presses one shoulder behind the tree, fur dense and dark, strands long and slightly matted, hands massive with thick digits gripping wood like clamps, arms hanging past the knees, skin beneath the fur appearing earthen gray, posture low and deliberate, as if minimizing exposure, suggesting cognitive awareness of concealment and camera placement, a trait often absent in known megafauna, its stillness heavier than motion. If it understood how to hide its body, but not its eyes, what part of being seen mattered most to it? In 2022, an urban explorer's handheld camera recorded movement inside an abandoned forest house, scheduled for demolition. A tall silhouette fills the hallway, caught on camera. Shoulders scrape the doorframe, filmed through dust. Breathing layers human and animal tones. No one believed the sound. The figure's height appears near 2.5 meters, shoulders massively wide, fur dark and heavy, hanging in damp clumps, arms extending below the knees as it leans against the wall. Skin beneath brown-gray, movement cautious rather than feral, producing a low vocalization like wind through pipes mixed with a bear's chest rumble, suggesting lung volume and vocal folds capable of complex resonance, perhaps using abandoned human structures temporarily, not as shelter, but as transitional cover. If something this large chose to stand still inside a human ruin, was it hiding from us or waiting for us to leave? A dashcam clip from a foggy forest road shows a figure placing objects directly in the vehicle's path. Large hands set rocks deliberately, caught on camera. The figure crouches low, filmed in headlight glow. The car stops without contact. No one believed the intent. Estimated at 2.6 meters tall, shoulders wide as a cold storage wall, fur dark and rain-matted, arms long and powerful. The figure moves heavy like a bison, yet quiet as a stalking cat, arranging stones in a line rather than scattering them. Behavior strikingly similar to historic accounts of the Orang Pendek of Sumatra, described in colonial records as a short-term roadblocker and boundary marker. Not attacking but redirecting movement, suggesting intelligence rooted in spatial control rather than aggression. If it could have charged the vehicle but chose to build instead, what rule was it enforcing? A daylight clip from Alabama's Little River shows a massive figure seated calmly on a fallen tree while the camera operator hid behind brush. Broad back settles without sound, caught on camera. Arms rest past the knees, filmed through leaves. The forest remains quiet, scientists shocked by stillness. Standing only when partially obscured, the figure's height appears near 2.3 to 2.6 meters, shoulders extremely wide, fur thick and dark with a slightly oily sheen, skin beneath brown-gray, posture relaxed but alert, eyes reflecting faint orange when it turns, giving off a reported odor of damp fur and rotting wood, suggesting a creature at ease in its dominance, not needing motion to assert presence. If it wasn't hiding, hunting, or fleeing, what does it mean when something that large is simply watching? A night vision livestock camera recorded a fenced pen illuminated by infrared as a dog reacts to movement beyond the barrier. A towering form steps forward, caught on camera. Fence posts bow slightly, filmed under strain. The dog halts mid-charge. No one believed the fear. The figure stands close to 2.7 meters tall, shoulders massive, fur dark and matted, arms hanging below the knees, eyes glowing dull red-orange, producing a low sound layered like breath, growl, and distant wind, moving heavy as a bull, yet placing each step with surgical care, echoing indigenous descriptions of the skookum, a forest being said to test boundaries and observe reactions rather than breach enclosures outright. If it could have crossed the fence but chose not to, who was being measured? The animals inside or the humans who built it? Near dusk in a damp Pacific Northwest forest, a solo hiker's handheld phone camera recorded a tall shape crossing a fern-covered trail moments before the operator froze in place. A massive body steps between trunks, caught on camera. Arms swing low and loose, filmed through drifting mist. The ground never cracks. No one believed the silence. The figure stands an estimated 2.5 to 2.9 meters tall, shoulders wider than a human by nearly 60%, fur dark and heavy, clumped as if soaked by constant rain, skin beneath reading gray-brown, arms extending past the knees, moving heavy as a bison but smooth as a stalking cat, like a 90s refrigerator gliding on moss, suggesting a skeletal structure optimized for weight distribution and stealth, possibly an archaic hominid branch adapted to wet forest floors where sound equals death. If it walked the same trail humans use without announcing itself, how long has it been sharing paths we think belong only to us? In late winter, a roadside witness filmed a lone figure walking the shoulder of a mountain highway as traffic slowed instinctively. A tall shape moves against guardrails, caught on camera. Each step eats distance, filmed in clear daylight. Cars slow without honking. Scientists shocked by scale. The figure appears between 2.6 and 3.1 meters tall, shoulders wall-wide, fur thick and dark with a reddish-brown hue, arms hanging well past the knees, skin beneath reading earthy brown, stride heavy like a draft horse yet fluid like an NFL linebacker warming up, stepping across asphalt without urgency, eyes reflecting faint orange when it turns its head, implying confidence rather than fear, as if roads are temporary obstacles, not boundaries. If a creature that large treats a highway like a forest trail, who actually designed these corridors for whom? A leaked night vision clip dated January 2025 surfaced online, showing movement across a grassy clearing far from marked trails. One tall figure advances, scanned in green. Two smaller shapes follow, caught on camera. No vocal alarm breaks the night. No one believed the grouping. The leading figure stands near 2.7 meters tall, shoulders massive, fur dense and dark, eyes reflecting dull orange, arms long and relaxed, while the smaller figures, roughly human child height, move in its wake, suggesting possible juvenile forms, an implication rarely discussed. The group moving heavy like bison, but placing steps with feline precision, hinting at social structure, learned movement, and generational survival strategies rather than isolated existence. If this wasn't a lone survivor, but a family unit, how incomplete is our understanding of what shares these forests with us? At 2250, a fixed trail camera deep in managed woodland captured a figure crossing frame faster than expected for its size. A towering form enters mid-stride, caught on camera. Motion smears fur and limbs, filmed in infrared. Leaves remain still, scientists shocked by speed. The figure's height appears near 2.6 meters, shoulders extremely broad, fur thick and dark, arms swinging past the knees, skin beneath gray-brown, accelerating like a freight train, yet landing soft as a hunting cat, suggesting elastic tendons and joint architecture beyond known primates, built for burst speed without sound. Echoing early indigenous accounts of the skookum, described not as a monster, but as a fast-moving forest presence that crossed distances before witnesses processed movement. If something that large can outrun perception itself, what chance does reaction ever have? In an urban backstreet captured on a phone camera, residents recorded a sudden confrontation they weren't prepared to interpret. A massive shape fills the alley, caught on camera. Humans scatter sideways, filmed in panic. One step clears half the space. No one believed the proportions. The figure appears at least 2.5 meters tall, shoulders impossibly wide for the narrow passage, fur thick and dark, arms long enough to redirect bodies with minimal effort, moving heavy like a bull, yet pivoting with predatory efficiency, suggesting not confusion, but spatial dominance, as if it understood the geometry of the alley better than the people inside it. If it didn't belong there, but moved like it did, how fragile is our sense of control once nature steps into human space? A backyard security camera recorded a fenced lawn at night as a tethered dog reacted to something beyond the light. A tall figure crosses the grass, caught on camera. The dog halts mid-lunge, filmed in infrared. Eyeshine glows dull red, no one believed the restraint. Standing near 2.7 meters tall, shoulders broad as a cold storage wall, fur dark and matted, arms hanging below the knees, skin beneath gray-brown, the figure emits a faint animal wood odor later reported by the homeowner, stepping heavy like a buffalo yet silent as wind through leaves, choosing not to breach the fence, behavior reminiscent of Wendigo folklore, not the cannibal myth, but early descriptions of towering forest beings that observed, tested boundaries, and withdrew without confrontation. If it could have crossed but didn't, was the fence protection or permission? Late afternoon light filtered through old-growth trees when a handheld camera captured a massive figure moving calmly between ferns, unaware or unconcerned that it was being filmed. A tall shape crosses the forest floor, caught on camera. Arms hang below the knees, filmed through drifting spores. No branches snap, no one believed the silence. The figure stands roughly 2.6 to 3 meters tall, shoulders wider than a human by more than half. Fur thick and dark with a damp sheen, skin beneath gray-brown, moving heavy like a bison yet smooth like a stalking cat. Its gait relaxed, not evasive, suggesting a creature that does not rush because it has never needed to, possibly an ancient hominid adapted to patience over speed, dominance over fear. If something that large walks without urgency through land we fear after sunset, what does it know about the forest that we don't? A roadside video filmed at dusk shows a solitary figure walking along a mountain highway as if the asphalt were an extension of the woods. A massive silhouette moves beside guardrails, caught on camera. Each step eats distance, filmed in steady daylight. Traffic slows instinctively, scientists shocked by scale. The figure appears near 2.7 meters tall, shoulders wall-wide, fur thick and dark with a reddish hue, arms extending past the knees, skin beneath earthy brown, moving heavy as a draft horse yet fluid like an NFL linebacker cooling down, eyes briefly reflecting dull orange, posture upright and unbothered, suggesting familiarity with human roads rather than fear of them. If it treats highways as temporary clearings instead of barriers, how many invisible routes cross through our infrastructure unnoticed? A leaked night vision clip from January 2025 surfaced quietly, showing movement across an open field far from any marked trail. One towering figure advances, scanned in green. Two smaller shapes follow behind, caught on camera. No warning calls echo, no one believed what followed. The leading figure stands close to 2.8 meters tall, shoulders massive, fur dense and dark, eyes glowing orange under infrared, arms long and relaxed, while the smaller figures, roughly adolescent-sized, mirror its pace, suggesting juvenile forms rather than separate species, moving heavy like bison but placing steps with feline care, hinting at family structure, learned behavior, and generational survival. If this wasn't an isolated encounter but a group moving together, how many sightings have we misread by assuming one means alone? At 2250, a fixed trail camera captured a figure crossing frame faster than expected for its size, leaving motion blur behind. A towering body enters mid-stride, caught on camera. Fur and limbs smear across frames, filmed in infrared. Leaves remain still, scientists shocked by physics. Standing roughly 2.6 meters tall, shoulders extremely broad, fur thick and dark, arms swinging past the knees, skin beneath gray-brown, the figure accelerates like a freight train, yet lands soft as a hunting cat, suggesting elastic tendons and joint structures unknown in modern primates, echoing indigenous accounts of the skookum, described as a fast-moving forest presence that crossed distances before witnesses could react. If something this large can outrun perception itself, what chance does fear have to warn us? A winter camping clip filmed from inside a tent shows a fire-lit clearing moments before something massive enters view. A tall shape emerges beyond the flames, caught on camera. Steam rolls off fur, filmed against snow. The fire crackles louder than it steps. No one believed that contrast. The figure appears near 2.9 meters tall, shoulders massive, fur thick and matted with snowmelt, skin beneath gray-brown, arms hanging past the knees, eyes briefly reflecting red-orange, recoiling slightly from the firelight like something unfamiliar with open flame, but not afraid of humans, suggesting a creature that avoids camps by choice, not instinct. If fire no longer guarantees distance, what ancient rule of survival quietly expired? A dash cam recording on a fog-covered forest road shows a lone figure walking the roadside as a patrol car slows behind it. A massive back fills the lane edge, caught on camera. The figure never turns, filmed through mist. The cruiser keeps distance. No one believed the restraint. Standing close to 2.7 meters tall, shoulders wide as a cold storage wall, fur dark and heavy, arms long and swinging past the knees, moving heavy like a buffalo but silent as wind through needles. The figure continues forward without acceleration, echoing early frontier descriptions of the Wendigo, not as a monster, but as something vast, solitary, and never meant to be pursued. If even authority chooses not to follow, is that instinct or knowledge passed down without words? What you've just witnessed isn't a collection of random clips, blurry shapes, or internet myths stitched together for entertainment. These moments share a pattern: scale without sound, movement without panic, presence without explanation. Across forests, roads, backyards, and campsites, something consistently appears where it shouldn't, behaves how it doesn't need to, and leaves without ever being stopped. That's what unsettles people most. Not aggression, not chaos, but control. Whether these figures are remnants of an ancient hominid line, a parallel survivor of deep time, or something we haven't learned how to name yet, one truth remains. The forests are not empty, and silence is not absence. Every frame invites you to decide for yourself. No narrator can do that for you. No authority will step in and confirm it. This footage exists because someone pressed record when instinct told them to run, and now it exists because you chose to watch. If these encounters made you question what really moves in the dark, like this video. If you have your own theory, experience, or doubt, comment below. Your perspective matters. And if you want to keep seeing what others weren't meant to find, subscribe to Mystery Footage Uncovered. The truth isn't hidden, it's just rarely noticed.